WDBSCG things.
What is up, you guys? My name is Texan and welcome back to Yuhp DBSCG things. And today we'll be going over a deck profile. The very first deck profile I'm doing out of set 13, going to be King Cold. Very cool leader, very unique playstyle, very fun to play. With that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and turn this camera around. If you're new here, drop that like, drop a comment, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell so that you're notified every single time I upload. With that being said, guys, let's get right into the profile. Alright, you guys, so here we are with the deck. Diving right in, I'm going to jump in for this leader for you guys. We're going to go and read his skills off. He does have a wall text, so prepare for that, guys. Permanent, when activating a field skill of a green extra card with an energy cost of 2 from your hand, it's reduced by 1. So this deck has a bunch of 2-cost field cards, so they're all basically 1 cost with this leader. He has an auto, when he's placed in the leader area, you get to play King Cold's Dynasty, which I'll show you next. And then an auto, whenever you activate a 2-cost field skill, you get to add up to 1 card from your life to your hand and then draw a card. He awakens, untaps 2, and then flips over. On his backside, he has the same auto. When you activate a field skill, you get to draw a card without the rip life part. He has an activate battle where you get to pop a 2-cost field during your battle from your battle area, and it gets plus 10,000 power for battle. So this happens on your turn and your opponent's turn, allowing you to get a free 10k boost, and along with some of the other extra cards effects, does other things, which is pretty unique. So that's pretty cool. Same permanent, allowing you to activate those extra cards for 1 energy. So King Cold's Dynasty, which you activate from your leader. It's barrier field, and then with this wall text, I'm not going to sit here and stumble my words over. It says basically when you play a 2-cost field skill, it's not going to pop any other 2-cost field skill. So basically when you play any of your field skill from this deck, it's not going to remove any of your other ones via game mechanic. And then it says permanent, you can't activate copies of a field skill that's already in your field. So that basically puts the unique tag on every single copy of the fields. So getting into the deck, guys, we run for a new ruler. What this card does, if you don't know, when it's placed into the battle area, you can choose to take a life, and then you look at the top 3, add up to 1 green card to your hand, 1 mono green card to your hand, and then bottom deck the rest. When this card's removed from your battle area, like with your leader skill or some of the other effects in this deck, you get to draw 1 card and then choose a card in your hand, discard it. So this is your search piece of the deck, little 4-of field spell. Getting to the rest of the field spells, we run 3 of the Unstoppable Invasion, field skill for 2, or for 1 in this deck. Auto, if your leader card is a green King Cold, BR, when this card is placed in your battle area, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then your leader gets plus 10 and double strike for the turn. So this allows your leader to become a relatively aggro piece to your deck. And then auto, when this card is in your battle area, is placed into the drop area by 1 of your skills, you get to choose 1 of your opponent's unisons, remove a marker from it. So that's very good. So if if you activate battle with your leader to remove this, you can go ahead and pop a marker off your opponent's unison mid-battle. So that's really, really cool. So the next field skill that we have is Anticipated Onslaught. Very good card. What this card does is auto, when you play this card, if your leader is a King Cold BR, you get to draw 1 card and then choose 1 Frieza clan or Frieza army card with the energy cost of 2 or less in your hand and play it. So very, very good. Auto, when 1 of your extra cards with the field skill in your battle area is placed into your drop area with 1 of your skills, you get to choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 2 or less and KO it. So very good. So basically, if you use your leader's effect to pop this, it's going to trigger this and this effect and give you plus 10 all in 1 area. So a lot of these bounce autos off each other, so that's pretty cool there. Getting into the last field card we have in the deck, we run 3 copies of Terrified Realization. Basically, it just has a permanent. If you have 4 more extra cards in your battle area, this card gives all your Frieza clan battle cards plus 10 or plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So that's very good and key to getting some of your aggro, getting some of your little weenie cards more aggro. And then also it has when this card is placed into your battle area, you get to add up to 1 card from your life to your hand and draw a card. So very good for drawing and beefing up your little dudes. So getting into the Unison Package, guys, we got King Vegeta, Umbral, Invader. Very, very good card. Another card that actually leans into some of the to the more aggressive pieces of the deck. This card's very good. His +1 is you can choose a extra card with an energy cost of 2 or less and the field skill in your hand and activate it. So during your turn 2, you can basically play this guy out at a marker and play any one of your field spells. So very, very good. He also has a -1. Your opponent chooses one of their battle cards with an energy cost of 5 or less. Your opponent chooses one of their 5 or less cards and KOs it, so that's really good as well for removal. And then he has a -3. This card gets activate battle, which is really, really important. You can swing with a 15k, bait out and negate. If they don't negate, you can make them a triple strike mid-battle, which is very good. So activate battle with this card gets triple strike and plus 5,000 power for each extra card in your battle area with the field skill. So if you have the one that comes out with your leader and all of these, that's plus 5,000 times 5 to this dude. So that's just ridiculous. That's, you know, plus like 25k onto this guy. So that's a very, very good card. Getting into our counter plays, we won 3 of the Frieza. I would run 4, but with being King Cold and how easy Cooler is to get out, I decided 3-3 split on those was a good idea. So you guys should know this. He comes out, kills a 7 or less. He's free with Unison. And then this one, he basically becomes a 1 cost by like turn 2. He's reduced by 1 for every extra card in your battle area and drop area, so very, very quickly. And then before I get to his auto, he's a counterplay for a 4 or less, gets played to the drop area. And then he has an auto when he gets played. If you have 8 or more, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, they discard 1. So very good. Here I went 4 dormants. I just felt dormant was kind of needed at 4 on this deck because it's not like a super aggressive deck, so you really, really want to rely on this and bank on seeing them later turns. So that is that. My super combo of choice is Paragus. I could see a couple different options being good for this deck, but I just chose Paragus just because I'd rather draw 2 cards and warp 1 afterwards than choose a card in my hand and then draw 2. So that's where I was at with that. Good card. Getting into more of the stuff for the deck, we have Royal Supremacy. This here is a negate that you can play for free if you have 3 or more extra cards with the field skill in your battle area. So very, very good card. So it negates the attack and then it lets you choose any number of your opponent's battle cards that cost add up to 3 or less. So this is a good clone remover and also just getting rid of those small, pesky little weenies. So that's that. Another negate that we have for the deck is King Cold Supreme Ruler. Very, very good card, guys. What this guy does is he negates the attack and then he comes into play. He's reduced with his permanent by 1 for each extra card in your battle area. So if you have, you know, 1 played field spell along with your leader played, he's a, 1 drop. Or not 1 drop, a 2 drop. Yeah, 1 drop, my bad. I don't know, I got confused with that. Anyways, when he's played, basically your opponent can't attack your leader unless they choose a card in their hand and discard it every single time. Basically like a topo that's leader locked. The only thing is, topo, you just can't attack anything at all unless you discard 2. This guy's only discard 1 and it's really only if you swing at the leader. So like if I have battle cards on play or my Unison in play, you can just, if I negate with this, you can just go ahead and spam your turn into my Unison and then basically wipe him. So still a good card. I decided to leave it at 2 of just because when people are pushing for a game, it's worthy to have in the deck. So here I got Berry Blue. Very, very good card. She basically comes out for 1, looks at the top 7 cards of your deck, adds you your Unison to your hand with a specified cost of 2, or a green extra card with the field skill. So basically you search out any of your field skills or your Unison. This is key. I had this at a lower number in one of my earlier versions of the deck, but after playing it a couple times, I just found how needed this card is, because this card also has an activate main for 1 energy. If your leader card is a King Cold BR, you can activate 1 mono green extra card with an energy cost of 2 and a field skill from your drop area. So this card is just, it's just bonkers because you can use your leader's effect to pop one of your dudes to give you 10k, and then next turn or during the same turn, you can just pay 1 to replay the card you popped. So very, very good card. Moving into my next little 1-drop plays, we got this guy. I am in love with this card. I cannot believe how good this card really is. So basically he's just a 1-drop cantrip, right? So you can play him out for 1, draw a card, but then he also has an auto on play for 2 energy. You can basically pop one of your field skills, and then wipe your opponent's entire board, not including barrier, and then gain 16,000 power and double strike. So he can either be a 1-drop cantrip, or he can be a 3-drop board wipe 20k double strike. Also, unstoppable, or not unstoppable, anticipated onslaught plays 2 or less for free. So let's say you wanted a +1 here to play this, you can play this and then just tap 2 and have a 2 energy, board wipe. This card's just nuts. I love this card. Anyways, 2 of that card. Moving on to the battle cards of the deck, guys. This is basically wrapping up the deck because it is mainly extra cards. We got 3 of this Vicious Ambush Cooler. This card is very, very good. Not only does he get free played basically with the anticipated onslaught, but he also, if you activate any of these extra cards, you can pay 1 energy to play him out. He's a 15k crit. If you pay the 1 to play him though, you can't play another one for the duration of the turn. So let's say you wanted to pay 1 for this, you could play him off this skill and then pay 1 for his skill to play him from hand if you had 2 copies. But you just can't pay 1 before, if you get what I'm saying. Anyways, good card, guys. Basically just a 1-drop 15k crit. Moving into the next card, we got Frieza Revived and Revealed, or whatever that word is. Basically this card is a dual attack blocker. Very, very good card. He's reduced by 1 for every 2 extra cards in your battle and drop, so he very easily in this deck becomes a 2 cost, allowing you to play him with anticipated onslaught. So it's just nutty. He's a 20k dual attack blocker, and he has an auto. When you activate the blocker skill, you can pop one of your field skills with a 2 cost or less and stand him back to active. So he's a block twice if need be, or swing twice if need be, for 1 energy if it comes down to it, or just 2. Card's very good, and it does. Moving into the next card, we got 2 copies of Golden Frieza. Very good card. He's a deflect double strike. Very good, 25k. He's reduced just like the 4 cost, 1 by every 2 extra cards in my battle area or drop area, so he very easily becomes the specified 3. So for 3 energy, he comes out. He's a swing once for double strike, and then you activate your main here, which allows you to choose one of your opponent's battle cards and one of their cards in hand. The battle card ignoring barrier, place them into the drop areas and then switch them to active mode. So for 3 energy, you get to take a card from hand, take a card ignoring barrier from field, and then swing twice for double strike. Very, very good game ender. I got him at 2 of just because he doesn't see play every game, but he does wrap up games when I need him to. And last but not least, guys, for my SCR, we got the Ape. This card's nutty. I can't see myself playing like anything else. I mean, unless it was like besides like Heroine's Lineage or maybe Kai. This card's just, I just like the in middle of your battle, oh, I just let you dump your entire hand into your double strike to kill me and popped it. So yeah, I love this card, guys. This card's very good and it's great for this deck. With that being said, guys, this is the deck profile. Kind of laid it out for you guys as I was going over it so you can kind of look at it. With that being said, guys, I hope you did like the video, and if you're new here, go ahead and hit that like, comment, hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so that you're notified every single time I drop new content, and I will see you guys in my next video. See ya.